So today, when we talk about governance and the challenges and how we are going to surmount them, we know that Lagos leads the way. And Lagos is the master of our destiny. And let me gladly tell us that today, just today, His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, has accepted our invitation, and you're going to have a rapturous applause after this, accepted our invitation to endow at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs a foreign policy school. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Beginning very soon, you will be welcome to H.E. Babajide Olushola Sanwo Foreign Policy School at the NIIA. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Governor Babajide Sanwo, we need everyone to join hands with his leadership. In joining hands with him, we are making sure that we win the race of the projections of a world power, that we believe that Lagos is a world power, that Lagos becomes a fulcrum around which every other state, whether they like it or not, they have just to accept it. In accepting it, they become. You cannot become without acceptance. And then when they become, Nigeria now becomes, because there has to be a driver.
I very much welcome this opportunity to add my few thoughts to ongoing dialogue in Nigeria on this international stage. I have also been asked to speak on the theme Lagos and Nigeria 2030 projections of a world power. I found this theme especially inspiring, given how it readily acknowledges the very strong interconnection between Lagos and Nigeria, and the fact that there is no future version of Nigeria that would not be deeply shaped and impacted by Lagos. I think it's the great Malcolm X that once said, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." This theme of lecture invites us to dream, to proceed on a bold exploration of what the future holds for the world's most populous black nation. Even more, it asks us to, in our envisioning, settle on Nigeria, that is a global power in all ramifications. And so what do we see as global power in the 21st century? What does the world power mean in the 21st century? What does it mean for Nigeria to be a global power? I would define global power as being essentially a multidimensional, combining economic power, diplomatic and geopolitical clout, technological capacity, cultural and soft power, military and defense strength, demography, and of course resource abundance. We must acknowledge that the assessment of world power is not a static concept. It is one that consistently evolves. There was a time when global power was measured largely by how many colonies a country occupied. I'm sure my friend the British Empire understands what I'm talking about. And the size of his naval fleets. That asset being the primary way in which strengths were projected at that time, was controlled and maintained over a vast range of colonies accessible only by sea. Today, well-resourced navy is still a vital projection of national strength. The landscape, or we say the seascape, has changed dramatically. Wars are now primarily fought not at sea, but now in the air, and more recently, cyber domain. And we all know what that means. The point I'm making is about the fluidity of the indicators of global power. As technology advances and geopolitical realities makes those changes everywhere in the world. And so to look at the history of nations' vision and see how we can project that to ours. The concept of Nigeria 2030 brings to mind a series of national and international visions.
Pastor Jelabi is our next oil expert, so that's why he was in industry. But to answer the first question around Lagos being the energy hub, energy as in oil production. So you know too well that it's just now that discovery has been made offshore Lagos, and by the grace of God, we too will be oil producing very soon. On the Bight of Benin, there are discoveries that are even of large commercial quantity, but it's not close to the shore, it's real deep offshore. And these are investments that run into hundreds of millions of dollars. So with the federal government, you know, they would make those pronouncements. And I know that there are a few acreage that people have signed on to offshore Lagos. And what we're hearing is that that's the future, you know, for both gas, you know, and oil processing. So maybe it won't be fully your own time, but your children and your grandchildren, they will see the hub. They will see the hub because in their long-term investment, they will see it and it will come to reality. Your second intervention is around Ejiri. And it's interesting, you know, because a lot of people don't know things have changed. And I'll give you the story. If you're on Third Mainland Beach, by the time you pass Okobaba, on your right, immediately after coming from Adekunle, on your right, you know we used to have logs there. They're not there again. Nobody, there's no burning of logs and also. People have just moved on. You thought they just moved overnight? That is 10 years of hard work. Guess where they are? They're in Ejiri. In Ejiri now is a whole new town. We've built over 800 houses for them. We're giving them 450 free. We're building shops for them. We're building markets for them in Ejiri, where he had mentioned. So we've built the entire, you know, logs hub for them. So all of the logging, all of the sawmilling that you used to, all of the sawmilling, we moved it to Ejiri. So Ejiri is actually a bubbling, you know, town now. It's a bubbling city. All price of land have gone up in Ejiri. Nothing is available there. Take a trip there. We've done road network. We've done everything. You know, when I said it's a 10-year thing, the president, when he was the governor, started that conversation for movement, and nobody was able to. But to the glory of God, they were able to complete all of those development, build houses for them, moved, and that's why there was not one single incident. So that entire Okubaba, if you are driving, if you are just have a look at it, you see there is nothing there. And we're going to regenerate that entire place. We're taking our time. We're going to excavate and regenerate, and so it's a new. So you have a brand new love and sin.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmine TV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.